ladies, and welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome. Hello, my name is Samantha and it is great to have you. For those of you who don't know, I'm turning 25 next month, which is definitely considered a milestone. I'm so excited and I feel so much wiser than I was 5 years ago or even 1 year ago. So I thought this would be the perfect time to look back, reflect, and see what advice I could give to my younger self, as well as all of you ladies. So I asked all the wonderful ladies on Instagram what they wanted advice on, and I'm going to be covering those topics today. So if you want to know what I wish I knew before I turned 25, keep on watching. Tip number 1, stay hydrated. So the first topic is money management, and honestly this is something I've only recently started to implement, so I can't speak too heavily on it. However, I do have some tricks for you. Tip number 1, and probably the easiest tip, is to set yourself up a bank account that needs a 24-hour authorization from the bank to withdraw from. So if you're somebody who likes to impulse shop, as we tend to do in this day and age, this is a great idea because a lot of the times when you're looking to impulse shop, once you wait that 24-hour period, the desire to purchase all of those items dissipates. So once you get paid, if you transfer the majority of your extracurricular funds into that account with a 24-hour hold, whether or not you want to, you're going to be more responsible with your money because you know that you only have a set amount to spend, and anything more than that, you need to wait 24 hours, which means the novelty and the thrill of impulse shopping wears off. And my second tip, which is a little bit more difficult and definitely requires more self-control, is to set yourself a large 6 or 12 month goal. So this could be saving a certain amount of money or buying something large or a down payment of some sort. If you set yourself a large goal and you break that down into 6 or 12 month increments, that will give you a finite goal to reach, and you'll be able to track your progress monthly. That will give you something to be accountable to. So if you fall behind 1 month, then you know that that means the next month you need to be extra diligent with your savings and responsible with your spending to make up your loss. Like I said, this definitely requires some self-control. However, even though it may be difficult in the beginning, it is so worth it in the end because not only do you save money, but you get the satisfaction of knowing you fully earned whatever goal you've set for yourself. The next topic is meeting new people and forming positive, supportive, non-toxic, platonic relationships. This is so important, and honestly, it should be taught in school because a lot of us like to assume that we know how to do this. However, the things we've been taught throughout our childhoods aren't exactly ideal. So it requires a lot of unlearning to get to a point where you can form relationships like the one you just mentioned effortlessly. I personally think the biggest improvement I made in this area was learning to not overshare or overextend. These are two things that a lot of us are very guilty of doing, and there's good intention behind both of these traits. However, in the grand scheme of things, you do open yourself up to a lot of toxicity. Oversharing is toxic both for you and the other party, simply because if you are building a relationship with somebody and a foundation with somebody based off of issues, problems, concerns, and possibly past traumas, that foundation is not going to be strong. It is going to be built off of problems. And typically foundations that are built off of problems are not positive nor non-toxic. Also, unloading your burdens on a virtual stranger is not exactly the best way to go. If you want an emotional dumping ground, get a therapist. Also, if the person you're connecting with happens to fall higher on that toxicity scale, you do risk the possibility of them using whatever you tell them against you. So you definitely do want to be careful and censor yourself to a degree with what you tell somebody before you fully get to know their character. You really don't want to get in the habit of oversharing and regretting it when the friendship ends in 5 months. And for forming the supportive aspect to your question, I would simply say treat others how they treat you. If you are giving somebody more than they are willing to give you repeatedly, then you need to understand that that's not a mutual friendship or a mutual relationship, and something needs to be adjusted. That's either your expectations, what you're sharing, what you're willing to give them, or their presence in your life. Expecting support from a friend is absolutely justified and honestly a bit expected in my opinion. So if you've given someone multiple chances to support you or at least validate your feelings in whatever's going on and they've fallen short, then it may be time to assess that relationship as a whole and see if that's really somebody you want to call your friend. The next question is on style, which I love. Somebody asked, how do you find your personal style? Pardon me while I hydrate. This is a very good question because a lot of people struggle with this. The best way to do this is to find a collection of models, influencers, aesthetics, clothing, whatever the case may be, something visual that would represent whatever you want to emulate. Find things and people that inspire you and save them all in one place. That could be in a folder on your phone, that can be on the Instagram save function, that can be on a Tumblr blog. That's largely what I use my Tumblr for, which is down below if you want to check it out. Once you have all those images in one place, you can start looking for certain pieces that call out to you and trying those on when you go out shopping, or you can try finding dupes for them if they're a bit more expensive. Once you try them on in the store, see how you feel about them. Take a photo on it, revisit it in a week or the next day. And if you still like that piece, like that look, go back, purchase it, and then build more looks off of that one item. I think that that's a really good foundation to set for yourself. Another amazing question is, what do you do to help you stay focused on a task until it is complete? Timers. Timers are your best friend and they will change your life. If you know that it's going to take you 45 minutes to complete an assignment, set your timer for 45 minutes, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, and put it in a bottom drawer. Leave your electronics off unless you're listening to music or a podcast or something that can get you in the right mindset to complete a task. Stay off of social media and stay away from anything that can distract you. If you're somebody who knows you're easily distracted and you will look for an excuse to get out of whatever task you're doing, then you need to change your behaviors around the task that you're doing. Our brains love excuses. We automatically look for them, whether it's, oh, my dog needs a walk, even though your dog just went for a walk, or you're hungry, even though you ate 3 full meals today and they were all nutritionally sound. These are excuses that our mind jumps to distract us from the task at hand. So be aware of these things and be willing to manually override your brain. When you know that your brain is actually working to sabotage you, it kind of inspires you to work harder against it. Alternatively, if you're somebody who works well with a reward system, then tell yourself that once you've completed the task at hand without a distraction, then you can reward yourself. Be that with an episode of Netflix or a luxurious dinner, whatever you would normally do to distract yourself, make that your reward instead of your standard. Okay, another amazing question. How to keep away from gossiping. We are grown, we do not gossip in this house. 1, if you have good friends around you, they won't tolerate gossip. They just have no need for it. If you're worried about your own bag and your own life, there's no need to discuss other people. Secondly, the people who are willing to gossip with you are likely gossiping about you. Those who will gossip with one person will gossip with everybody. So chances are your dirty laundry is being aired to somebody else right now. If that is not incentive enough to keep your mouth shut and mind your own business, I don't know what is. Finally, be honest with yourself enough to understand why you're gossiping in the first place. The reality is, by putting somebody down with your opinions or your criticisms on their life, you're essentially trying to elevate yourself. You are trying to make yourself feel better. So you need to figure out why you think speaking ill on somebody else would improve your life in any way. It's not going to pay your bills. It's not going to clear your skin. There are more important things to worry about than other people's lives, I promise you. One of my girls wants to talk confidence. She said, you seem very self-assured, and I love it. Thank you. I think that the best way to achieve confidence, if you're not born with it, is to practice daily. Pretend it's any other skill, whether you are wanting to learn a language or learn an instrument. It's something you would do every day. You would make a conscious decision every single day to make an improvement on that skill. So confidence is the exact same way. You need to be willing to put yourself in uncomfortable positions where you might fail in order to improve. For example, if you wanted to learn piano, you went out, you bought a piano, you bought the classes, you watched videos on YouTube, but you've never physically put your hands on the piano, chances are it's not going to go too well. Because application is not the same as education. So in the same sense, if you are not actively, physically, literally doing something to make an improvement in your self-confidence, it's not going to happen. And if you fall, pick yourself up, learn from your mistakes, such as negative self-talk or limiting beliefs or having negative people around you, and improve next time. Change your environment, reinforce yourself, and as they say, practice makes perfect. So, on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. If you're above the age of 25, please let me know what you would add to this list down below in the comments. If you're under the age of 25, what do you want to know? Let's have a discussion about it. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please do let me know by giving me a thumbs up. If there's enough interest, I will do another video like this, but with the questions I received on Tumblr. And there's a lot of them. So, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one.